Good morning on this Monday. Welcome inside the Duke Sports Shop Studios, downtown Newberry. Dan Hardenbrook, glad to have you along. Hope the weekend went well. Let's get back into it with a look at your latest local news from around the region. It is your Newberry News Update here on M123 FM. In your local news this morning, it was quite the weekend for Cloverland Electric. First, crews had to battle widespread outages in the Whitefish Township area before battling a small blaze at the Sault Ste. Marie Hydro Plant on Sunday morning. Cloverland Electric Cooperative President and CEO Mike Heiss confirmed that a small fire occurred at the West End annex of the hydro plant Sunday morning. They say the small fire was extinguished quickly and no one was hurt in the incident. The plant remained fully operational through the weekend. The cause does remain under investigation by the Sioux Police and Fire Departments. Other reports say that a garage area storing service vehicles was the source of the small fire when one of them went up in flames. Cloverland Electric thanked local first responders for helping at the scene of the Sault Ste. Marie fire, saying that EMS and police departments helped get the fire under control quickly. Early Saturday morning, Whitefish Township customers of Cloverland Electric found themselves in the dark. An outage occurred shortly after 2 a.m. on Saturday morning, left nearly 500 customers without electricity. Crews responded to the site and discovered a pole needed to be replaced. Restoration hours took several hours. Shortly after 9 a.m., crews had replaced the equipment and set a new pole in place, had the number of outages down to 250. Full power was restored shortly after 11 a.m. Cloverland is thanking their crews for their hard work at a moment's notice and wants to extend a thank you to Whitefish Township members for their extended patience during the repair period. In a story first reported in the current edition of the Newberry News, multiple Newberry fire trucks were damaged in separate incidents back on the 4th of July. Village Manager Allison Watkins informed members of the Newberry Village Council and the public at the September board meeting that 3 different fire trucks belonging to the Newberry Fire Department suffered damages on the 4th of July. One of the trucks, tanker number 2, was backed into a village light pole by a firefighter during the open house event that took place following the Independence Day parade. Estimates say that the accident resulted in damages of nearly $50,000. Watkins says she has received notice from the insurance company that the truck is repairable, then insurance would cover the claim. The village, along with McMillan and Pentland Townships, will have to split the cost of a $1,000 deductible. Watkins also noted that 2 separate vehicles were damaged on a call on the 4th of July. Later in the day on July 4th, the department was dispatched to a structure fire in Lakefield. At the scene, engine number 1 was moved from the driveway onto the property owner's lawn, where it sunk into an area of wet grass. Members of the department attempted to use tanker number 1 to pull out engine number 1 from the stuck wet grass, and it resulted in damages to both vehicles. The department then had Great Lakes Truck Service remove the stuck vehicle at a cost of $750. Damages to the 2 vehicles at that incident have not yet been assessed. The board did vote to accept a bid from CSI Emergency Apparatus of Grayling to repair the damaged tanker number 2 from the open house incident at a cost of $48,563.20. The Village of Newberry says that their advisory board will meet soon to discuss what happened with the incidents and the cost of the repairs. Luce County has a new 911 coordinator and emergency manager. It's a familiar face to many. Former Luce County Sheriff Kevin Erickson is taking over the role. He'll replace Chris Peterson, who recently moved out of the area. Erickson's responsibilities as the new 911 coordinator and emergency management director will include emergency preparedness and response, as well as hazard mitigation. Also work on updating and reviewing some of the big entities in the county, including the prison, hospital, and school. The director also works closely with local fire departments, EMS, and law enforcement agencies. The coordinator and director works for two boards: Luce County Board of Commissioners, which oversees the emergency management side, and Luce County Central Dispatch Board, consisting of both fire chiefs, the EMS supervisor, law enforcement, and government units that meets quarterly. Erickson is a longtime familiar figure in the community. He was once the youngest appointed and longest-serving sheriff in the state of Michigan. Erickson spent multiple decades as the Luce County Sheriff and is a Newberry native. Tahquamemon Area Schools has announced that their roof project is nearing completion. In an update last week from Tahquamemon Area Schools, they told the community that the new roof project is winding down. They say that over the past week, work has been done on the former middle school section, which leaves a small area over grades 1 and 2 that still needs to be finished. The district is hoping that all work on the roof will be completed in the first week of October. As events continue to roll on for the district, Tahquamemon Area Schools is currently in the middle of a construction project that will eventually close off the current Newberry High School, move all students over to the elementary and newer middle school wing. That is your latest local news this morning. It's your Newberry News Update on M123 FM. Time now to check in with sports this morning. The Lions lost a high-powered offensive shootout yesterday, falling at home 48-45 to the Seattle Seahawks. It was a big day for both offenses as plenty of points were put up, but the Lions came up just short in the contest. Jared Goff threw for 378 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jamal Williams ran for 108 and 2 on the ground. TJ Hawkinson, 7 catches, 179 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough. Lions gave up 14 in the first, 10 in the second, 14 in the third, 10 more in the fourth to lose the close battle. Loss leaves the Lions at 1-3 on the season and 1-2 inside Ford Field. A little bit lower scoring and much harder than the Packers wanted it to be, but they sneak by the Patriots 27-24 in overtime Sunday afternoon. Packers improved to 3-1 on the year, 2-0 at Lambeau Field. It was another up and down day for Aaron Rodgers, 251 yards and 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones ran for 110 yards. Alan Lazard had 6 catches for 116 yards. The Packers snuck by the Patriots, who were down to their third-string quarterback. Starter Mac Jones missed the game with an injury, and backup Brian Hoyer left on the first drive with a concussion. Rookie Bailey Zappi went 10 of 15 for 99 yards for the Patriots in the loss. After Michigan remained unbeaten over the weekend, beating the Iowa Hawkeyes, the Wolverines check in at number 4 in both college football polls. The AP Top 25 poll has the Wolverines in at number 4 behind Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State. Wolverines are also 4th in the coaches poll for the 3rd straight week. The Wolverines are getting ready to take on Indiana next weekend. Wolverines are one of 16 unbeaten teams left in the Football Bowl subdivision. The Detroit Tigers played their final home game at Comerica Park for this season yesterday. They go out with a win, topping the Minnesota Twins 5-2. Tigers pitching staff gave up just 3 hits in the contest. Miguel Cabrera, and possibly his final game in front of the home fans in Detroit, had an RBI single in the 8th inning. Victor Reyes also homered as the Tigers rallied late for the victory. Detroit gets ready to wind down their season. They have 4 games remaining. They're 65-93 on the season. Your latest local weather forecast. It's going to be a warm start to this October Monday. Sunny skies and a high in the mid-60s. Light south winds 5 to 10. Tuesday, mostly cloudy. Highs will be near 70. Southwest winds 5 to 10. Wednesday, mostly cloudy. Highs again near 70. Things cool off later in the week. Thursday, mid-50s with showers possible. Friday, partly sunny. A high only in the mid-40s. I'm Dan Hardenbrook. That is your latest news, sports, and weather. It's your Newberry News Update on M123 FM.